If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe now. Click the bell icon next to it and select All to ensure you don't miss any of my latest videos. Mars, another planet very close to Earth. Many scientists have been doing a lot of research on this Mars for many years and will continue to do so in the future because after Earth, there are better situations for humans to live, that is, only on Mars. Therefore, people like Elon Musk are also showing great interest in this Mars and want to establish colonies, research centers, and all these on this Mars. In fact, all the projects related to it are running at a fast pace. However, there is some evidence that there was a civilization on this Mars in the past and it ended. We are going to learn about them in detail in this video. So why not let's get into the video number 1. The Phobos photo was taken by the Soviet probe on March 25, 1989. Phobos 2 sent its mysterious final transmission and then went completely silent. But the image it sent back was a bit blurry and very mysterious. It showed a massive cylindrical object hovering in the air near the Martian moon Phobos. No one knew what it was. But a few minutes later, the probe disappeared. The official Soviet explanation was that the probe malfunctioned and sent us the photo. But many people did not believe it. Among those who did not believe it was Marina Popovich, a Soviet Air Force pilot and aerospace engineer. She was a dedicated test pilot and set over 100 aviation records, including in Soviet fighters and other aircraft. That is why she was nicknamed Madame MiG, meaning MiG is a powerful, it was an aircraft, but she once came out and said, "I will show you many classified documents from the USSR that tell you why Phobos saw an object that was a UFO." She held a press conference in 1991 and said this at that time. And not only that, she said that Phobos is not a natural moon, it is an artificial structure, and at least 40% of its space is hollow, meaning that everything inside is solid. This is not a new idea. In the 1950s, a Soviet astrophysicist named Iosif Samuilovich Shklovsky was studying Phobos' orbital decay. He realized from its momentum that it was not moving due to natural forces. If it was moving due to natural forces, then its orbit would be, his theory is that it shouldn't be like that. Based on that, he said that this Phobos is unusually light, which means it weighs much less than it should. So most of it may have been in the form of MT. Hello. His opinion and what he said was that Phobos was a gigantic metal shell that came from an artificial origin. Even Fred Singer, a science advisor who worked for President Eisenhower, once said the same theory and then dismissed it as no, it couldn't be true. But then many people had doubts. Those doubts remained doubts. But after many decades, in 2022 new radar scans came from the European Space Agency's Mars Express orbiter. They revealed some details to us. Basically, why was it sent? They sent it to completely scan the interior of the moon and create a map. But the probes that were sent into it bounced back. So scientists didn't understand what happened initially. But the theory that some people had was that Phobos was, we don't know the exact nature of the unknown structures inside, but basically, based on the nature of Phobos' surface, the rays shouldn't bounce back, but they bounce back after going inside, so we can't say what's inside until we do more studies. Simply put, they feel that there might be alien bases in the area. As if all this wasn't enough, another mysterious object was also seen in the area. It's the same monolith. It's about 85 meters high. It's a white boulder. It's very tall. It's near the sticky crater on Phobos. It's alone. It was seen in 1998. But who didn't take it seriously? It only gained popularity when Buzz Aldrin spoke up for it at that time. He once said, "There is a monolith there. When people find out about that, they're going to ask who put that there." He said all this because of the monolith on Phobos. If you look at that monolith, the question of who put it there comes up and you can't find an answer to that. He made it very clear. Most planetary scientists believe that it's a naturally formed or ejected rock. That's their opinion. But some believe that someone deliberately placed it there. And some people say that the proactive theory is that the monolith is a marker, a signpost, that an unknown intelligence brought it there and left it there. Basically, we see some things on Phobos that don't have an easy explanation. That is, there are some signs that indicate that there are hollow spaces on it. The grooves and ridges do not look like typical impact patterns, and it is moving very close to Mars. If the planet pulls it a little too much, it could be completely destroyed. but it did not go to that position one day. So, what is the object in the photo shown by Phobos? It is still not understood, and whether it is really a function or whether the information related to it was deliberately kept silent without knowing it is a mysterious question that is not understood. It must be said that in the future, the Japanese MS mission is going to land on Phobos in 2026, and its main target is to send some samples from there to Earth so that it can be studied thoroughly. So if it is completed, it will be one of the haunting mysteries is that it is possible that it will be solved, or there is another danger that this mystery may go even deeper and some new questions may arise or something may happen. But not only this, there is another most mysterious thing on Phobos, the square. This square should not be there because it is very, very perfect. It has a crossing of 235 meters. It has been on the Martian surface since time immemorial. NASA's Mars Global Surveyor captured it in 2001, but after that, no one cared much about it. It was forgotten about for many years. However, after many decades, it recently resurfaced online and created a big debate. It could be Joe Rogan or it could be Elon Musk. They all reacted very heavily about it. Astronauts should be sent to this area immediately and reinvestigated. Everyone agrees, but recently an AI analysis has come out that clearly shows us that the dimensions of this square match exactly those of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Not only that, but when viewed from a right angle, its slopes match exactly those of the pyramid itself, i.e., it is inclined at 51.5 degrees. Whether this is all a coincidence or, as some believe, proof of a connection between the pyramids in Egypt and a civilization that once inhabited this area, this is not a normal rock formation. This must be evidence of a past civilization. Or, it must have been artificially formed for some particular reason. However, it is almost impossible for something so particular and so perfect to be formed naturally. It should be said that some people say that we once saw a face on Mars. Just as everyone thought that face was proof of intelligence from a long time ago, many people believe that this too could be proof of intelligence. But the problem with Mars is that it always plays tricks on humans. That is, human imagination is almost perfect when it comes to Mars. That is, we think that there are aliens there. If we see something there, it seems like there is evidence that aliens are there. And this has happened many times before. In 1877, a person named Giovanni Scarpelli, an astronomer, described all the natural channels in the area and called them all canals. However, some people thought that he said aliens, which means that he mistranslated it. So it goes like this. There have been cases of mistaken belief, and the face on Mars that was seen by the Viking 1 orbiter in 1976 has been debated for many years. It was found in the Cydonia region of Mars, but later it was discovered that it was not an extraterrestrial rune, it was not proof of a civilization, it was just a hill. Only in higher resolution images does it look like a hill. In normal images it looks like a face. And when it comes to this square, it may be a theory of some people or it may be an illusion. The point of planetary geologists is that basically geometric formations are very common in nature, so why do they happen so much on Earth? In Tasmania we see some large stretches of erosion in that area. Interlocking rectangular stones appear, and all of this is a natural formation and no one created it. This is their theory. However, NASA says that obviously that square is a trick of light and shadow. There is nothing else there. In fact, there are only some edges of the Creator. There is nothing more. If you want, look at the recent photos. They showed us an image released by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter in 2018. It was captured from a different angle. So this definitely confirms that it is not a square. But some people believe that this is a cover drive to cover up what was revealed at that time. So this mystery still remains an unsolved mystery. Is that square really a square? And do you know if it has any link with the Giza pyramids? Is there buried history in that area and it is definitely very powerful? We can't say anything unless we do a full study about it. So for now, it remains an unsolved mystery. Do you think it really has a connection with the Giza pyramids, or is it a natural formation? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified of future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.